Retail investing surged in 2020, but are investors staying engaged? To find out more, I am joined by the CEO of eToro US on this episode of Taking Stock. So Andrew, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here. True joy and blessing.
And you're here for Partnership Day. Talk to me about why it was important for you to attend this event.
So at eToro, we love creativity and content and innovation and love the idea of different smart people, creative people from all around the country and world joining together and coming up with new and better ideas. And what a better place to do it than the New York Stock Exchange.
Now, I do want to talk to you about the retail sector and how AI is shaping the future of the landscape, really in all various sectors, right? When it comes to retail investors, we saw an exponential growth in 2020. From your vantage point, have retail investors stuck around for the ongoing momentum that we're seeing right now in the space?
Yeah, absolutely. So like the pandemic, of course, brought a lot of fear, pain, anxiety into our world. But like anything else, good can come out of challenging situations too. So first, coming out of the pandemic, it was good. We could all wear sweatpants more, right? So that's a win. But second, it was amazing to see the incredible increase of retail investor engagement. And that has absolutely continued in the recent years. The last couple of years, we've actually seen the percentage of retail orders that make up the many stock trades around the world has more than doubled. But even better, we're seeing retail investors diversifying more. So during the pandemic, it was all about the meme stocks, and that brought a lot of people in. But since then, we're seeing more and more investors get into ETFs and more traditional assets. And I think even in the last 5 years, the number of ETF assets has more than doubled. And so it's just an incredible moment for retail investors, and they're here to stay and continuing to grow in number all the time.
Are you seeing any specific challenges in this space? And if so, how do you think investors should overcome them?
I was hoping this would be like kind of a peaceful year, a quiet year, maybe even a boring year, but 2025 has certainly been noisy, whether it's politics, economics, tariffs, inflations, lots of different factors to digest. And it can be overwhelming at times when we have the whole world and constant news at our fingertips. But I think three things that are really helpful for retail investors. One is like patience and time in the market typically works out, right? Markets go up one day, they go down the next, but over time, we typically see markets rise. So take a breath, be patient. Second, the world of social media can be a powerful tool. At eToro, we're proud to have a platform where investors can share ideas, discuss markets. If they're scared, they're worried, they can talk to each other about it and then make those investments on the same platform. In some of our surveys, we found that over 80% of retail investors are doing just this, looking to social media. And finally, I'm an old soul. And so it's cool to see that there's actually this old school movement where people are starting to just talk to their friends and family about investments even more. So we do a quarterly survey called the Retail Investor Beat. And then there we found that almost 60% of Generation Z talks to their friends and family about their own investment portfolios. And I think that's awesome that people talk about these topics in real life.
And where are you seeing investors allocate their funds right now? And how do you feel about the current economic environment that we're in?
So there's certainly a lot of questions, right? And worries. You open up the news and it seems like there's always some kind of worrisome, topic to read. But at the same time, we're seeing all-time highs, even as this week, despite that turmoil. So investors, I think overall are still feeling hopeful and engaged. In one of our recent surveys, we found that 76% of retail investors are either maintaining their level of investments or increasing it. ETFs, like I said, are very popular and growing, or people looking for diversified assets. Of course, technology is always front and center of people's mind. But overall, despite the worries, I think people are still engaged, excited, and hopeful.
And we're seeing a lot of investments still going into the AI space, right? AI is dominating headlines right now. Talk to me about what you're seeing when it comes to investors, retail investors specifically. How are they leveraging this technology?
AI is always a topic, right? So I thought you might ask me about AI. So I actually asked AI how to answer a question about AI if you asked me that.
And what's the response?
It was spot on. It was really good. So AI said, if Trinity asks you about the potential uses of AI for retail investors on taking stock, you should focus on how AI is democratizing investing, improving decision-making, and enhancing efficiency.
Amazing.
And I think that's spot on. The true value of AI is it takes some emotion out of investing. Emotion can lead to good things, but it can also make the poor investing decisions and helps just make the process more efficient. There is so much information in the world, and there's not so much time and energy and hours in the day to digest it all. So if you have a tool like AI, it can help get to the key points really quickly, really efficiency. So I think it's going to be a wonderful tool. And I'm not just saying that because AI told me to say it.
Amazing. Well, Andrew, it's always great speaking with you. Thank you for joining me on Taking Stock.
My pleasure. Thanks so much.